Bosbad consists of a series of tree trunk columns and exposed concrete floors that blur the lines between built form and nature. Wag borders elevate the feeling of floating between floors, and that makes the structure look like platforms built between tree trunks. The modern times tree house that is very abstract of Het Bosbad, and I am Berkay, founder of BA Plus, and I am gonna talk about my personal thoughts about Het Bosbad. The new build stands on the northwestern outskirts of Eindhoven, surrounded by tall trees that lie in a canal directly behind it. The building stands completely free in a clearing among the trees and is the latest in a series of spatial residential ensembles. The building has a simple, rational design consisting of two rectangular volumes with a public landscape passageways between them with bridges and galleries giving access to the apartments. These two volumes are designed to be equal to or about 1.5 times larger than the surrounding buildings in terms of their proportions. And as can be seen in the picture, they are in harmony with their surroundings on a neighborhood scale. However, the building is alone in an open area. It does not appear to be a dominant volume in the site where it is located. Because people has taken the tree from nature to a scale close to its own size, since the size of the surrounding trees are similar to this structure, the building did not face an adaptation problem. At Het Bosbad residential complex, built tree trunks bear the load of the balconies and galleries. And because of these balconies and galleries painted white, it creates a feeling of lightness between floors. But often walking on a light-colored floors like pink, blue or white gives a feeling of insecurity to the people. That's why I find metallic stairs and metallic railing usage important, because metal is the effective in giving people a sense of solidity and confidence. This situation balances light-colored floors. Also, metal contributes to Japan's concept of karakuchi, which can translate as mixture. That is adding visual interest and depth. However, metals are chosen for their ability to create contrast against prevailing warmer organic materials, either in their natural shades. As we can see on the screen, reclaimed Azov wood on the facades and Closiana tree trunk columns create contrast against these metal elements. The design was inspired by the Japanese practice of Shinrin Yokoku, or forest bathing, which is a therapeutic act centered on spending time in nature to immerse yourself with all your senses to relax your body and head. With a balanced design inspired by Japanese aesthetic, natural material use, human and environmentally friendly sustainability principles, and above all, a strong connection between resident, building, and the tree-rich landscape. The choice of Japanese aesthetic actually true way to follow in this situation, because Japanese aesthetic is an aesthetic that is not vulgar and arrogant in form. This aesthetic emphasizes the lightness of the house and the law of nature. The house without walls, with very light supports and wide roofs, is inseparable from the garden, just like the trees, shrubs, palms, and rocks. We can easily see the lightness and not vulgar or arrogant form in the design. But, as I have just explained, gardens are the culmination of this idea, and designs that are not accompanied by gardens are a bit bland. In this design, although the inner courtyard is greened and flowering climbers are created, the outer garden is left to its own fate and deprived of elements such as trees, shrubs, or rocks that could be complementary to this design. Although the inner courtyard seems to be sufficient in terms of greening, the lack of contrast in the color palette and the lack of texturally rich materials have led to the monotony of this area. I think we should talk about materials more because this house has rich material palette. In this view of balcony, we can see reclaimed Azov wood in the facade and Closiana tree trunks as the columns. These two materials remains the classic choice because of its versatility, timelessness, and warm nature-inspired look. Also, as we can see in facade, timber in time actually gray off and be in sync with the landscape better. Moreover, metal window frame and metallic balustrades are creating opposition between wooden facade and columns. However, it's cold feeling harmonical with the exposed concrete floors. Therefore, this pattern offers us a balanced design. But it shouldn't be forgotten that it is the proportion of these materials together with the contrasts and harmonies of the materials that create this balance. If one looks at this photo without the surroundings, the ratio between the materials can be set to approximately 1 to 1 to 1. When we look at this view, we can easily sense that the balanced feeling of materials lost. because texture, light color of the exposed concrete, and metal used in circulation elements, window frame, and balustrades surpasses the warmth of soil and reclaimed azov wood. That's why someone looking from above might think that the courtyard of this building is designed to be feel cooler and lighter. In the interior of the house, feeling of lightness is generally assured with transparent materials. This corner windows, on the other hand, is employed to introduce transparency and openness in here and allowing natural light to permeate spaces and create a sense of expansiveness. Most of the apartments have these corner windows with expansive view of the park and large balconies offering the opportunity to enter the landscape. Also, in the design, metal and concrete are utilized for their strength and minimalist aesthetic, contributing to clean and functional design elements like found in many contemporary Japanese spaces. Against the feeling of coldness brought by these, the interior of the apartments also has a wood-intensive material selection like parquets and wooden desks bring warmth to the space. The choice of leather on the seats also contributed to the feeling of warmth. When we look at the color palette of the building and its environment, we can immediately see that the color palette is consists of earthy tones, in case it is a situation that increases the relationship with its environment. However, since there is no contrast in color, it is possible to say that the building has become monotonous. In fact, it was not one of my initial thoughts that this building was monotonous. But when choosing music for this video, I saw that the songs with bumper rhythms and many musical instruments do not belong in this video. Music with fewer instruments and the rhythm remaining at certain level was more suitable for the background of this video. In fact, this situation is related to Frank Lloyd's statement that he felt music inside when he saw architectural work that impressed him. Architecture and music have a similar understanding of rhythm within themselves. This is actually one of the best proofs that architecture cannot be understood only with the eyes. Considering all its features, the biggest feature that attracted me to this project was the feeling of lightness it created and the way the floors felt like they were floating between the tree trunks. Also, how architecture focused on a sustainable use of energy and raw materials during the building's construction, utilization, maintenance, and end-of-life deconstruction. In addition to reusability in the future, already used and renewable materials have been applied. Moreover, the building meets some of its energy needs with solar panels on the roof. Considering how big topic is a reuse and recycling has become in architecture, the interest in this point is the other most important element that attracted me to this project.